Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2. Module 2 visits the ethical issues of psychological research and descriptive methods of psychological research. We'll also take a look at archival analysis, observational methods, and correlational research are other topics that we'll review this week. Some of the things you'll be accomplishing this week are reading chapters 3 and 4, watching a research video on correlational design, reviewing the APA ethical principles, reviewing descriptive methods of research, examining correlational designs, completing quiz 1, which will cover chapters 1 and 2, reviewed last week, and also to begin thinking about your research paper. What topic might you want to investigate? All right, so let's get started with this week's lecture. So do we really need to have ethical principles? Aren't most doctors and people smart enough to see when a study might be crossing the line? Well, actually, no. Most people are not that bright, and that includes you and me. Stanley Milgram ran a study where subjects would be instructing a learner with the use of a shock. How many people would go all the way to a lethal dose of electricity just because a researcher in a white coat said, "Please continue the experiment"? The researchers asked psychologists and psychiatrists to make predictions, and these doctors estimated that 1 to 2% of the population, the same percentage of those with a sadistic personality, would go all the way to administering a lethal electrical shock. Shockingly, pun intended, 65%, the average person, applied a lethal shock in the experiment. This study has been replicated a number of times. Want to see the power or authority and the group on your behavior? The next time you drive, only do the speed limit. No more, no less. People will probably say pleasant things to you and give you very nice hand gestures as they drive by you because you're going so slow. What happens to everyone's driving behavior when a police car is present? We are all subject to the influence of the group and to the influence of authority. One of the ways that psychologists and researchers try and prevent ethical abuses in experiments is to have a team of doctors called an institutional review board. This board is responsible for reviewing all studies at a university, hospital, or whatever setting they are established. Ever since World War II, when the Nazis did unethical experiments, it is unethical to have a research study classified. You can classify the results, but not the fact that a researcher is conducting a study on human subjects. Let's shift gears. Descriptive methods in research does not involve the manipulation of independent variable. These types of studies are case studies, natural observations, and correlational designs. You have seen and done these all already, believe it or not. If you have been to the doctor, you have participated in a case study. You are the case study. The doctor gathers information, a history of present illness, medical history, lab work, observations of your current functioning, and develops hypotheses about what diseases might be making you ill. How many of you have watched people at the mall, at the airport, or another store? That's naturalistic observation. Correlational design is the examination of how two things are related, like height and weight. In any of these types of correlational designs, can you attribute one thing causing another? Okay, well that's a quick review of the topics of this week. As always, if you have any questions about your readings, please feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. And as always, we'll see you around campus.